What's up YouTube, Redbeard's Garage, and welcome back to another video. A lot has changed since the last video. Got some awesome projects and got the Ford running. I finally found me a transfer case for $100 at a local junkyard, and it was actually already off the truck. They had a barn full of transfer cases and transmissions off Fords. So got the transfer case put on, changed the fluid in the transfer case, which it took 2 quarts of automatic transmission fluid, put the front drive shaft on finally, and now she's running like a beaut. I've been driving it for the last 2 days and I'm super happy to have it back. One thing I also didn't show you, which now I'm putting it up for sale since my truck is running and I got a few more projects, we'll get to that in a minute, is I put some 20s on the old Escape. This was my wife's car and I had bought her a Tahoe. So I started driving this while my truck was down, and I pretty much got these rims for free. So these are 20 by 8.5s. They're for a Ford Mustang, which everybody should know that a Ford Mustang and a Ford Escape is the same. Ford uses a lot of the same lug pattern as well as Chevy does. Anyways, so the factory rims, which was steel 15s with pretty much brand new tires, they might have had 1,000 miles on them, for $200, and I bought the rims brand new in the box for $200 from my boss. Now the reason why I got them so cheap was we have owned these rims for like 10 years. He bought like a massive lot of them and basically used to upgrade Mustangs, used Mustangs with them. Well, these was kind of leftovers and bought them, and I think they look really good. It would look a lot better if it was lowered, but now I'm going to put this Escape up for sale for $3,200. It's got 166,000 miles. It's a V6. The interior is really good shape. Everything is really good shape. These motors are known to go 300,000 miles or more. So give someone a great deal. There's old Daisy, the garage dog. But I should be working on this boat. Right now it needs the carburetor cleaned, and I'm not a genius with carburetors. I've never messed with hardly any of them. So I'm going to take it to a local body shop that I work at. He's really good with carburetors. We're going to try to clean it up and get that puppy running. And that thing is filthy inside. But on to the new purchase. I know the sun's kind of bright back here. Let me walk back. Sorry for the shaky camera. But this is the new purchase. This is a 79 Suburban. It is in really good shape, even though it might not look like it is. The frame has been fully coated. There's rust at the bottom of that door, if you can see, but from what I can tell, none of it's really bad. I haven't really got up under it and checked it, but I bought the thing for basically $500 and gave the dude a computer, which it was a really nice computer, but still I had no use for it. It was actually the one I built to go on the workbench that I showed on a few videos back. That fender does have some rust in it, and the inner fender does, as you can see inside there. But overall, this thing is awesome and it runs great. It's supposed to have like 40-something thousand miles on it originally. The frame is spotless. I'm telling you, there's no rust on it. It's been fully undercoated. Now, what is my plans with this house? Well, when I originally bought it, my plans was to get it running. Well, I didn't know it already ran. It started right up as soon as we put a battery on it. The transmission had a leak. It would leak fluid when pointed downhill, as I got it parked right now. So I put fluid in it and the thing pulled, ran perfect. It does spit when the 4-barrel kicks in, and now it's starting to spit just more. So fuel filter, spark plugs, and all that kind of good stuff. The interior is in really good shape. I'm going to pull it around front in a minute and I'll show you. But the reason why I bought this was I want to do a restoration on something for a long time, and I love these old Chevys, especially a Suburban, because you don't see them that often. And this one being in such good shape, like I said, it does not look like it is in good shape, but it really is. It was just I couldn't pass up, and I bought something else I couldn't pass up. There is a 2002 Suburban. Now this has the LS in it, the 5.3. It's automatic, of course, and 2-wheel drive. Well, my plans was, and this has no title, by the way. This has been considered total because the front end damage and it was hitting the back. Not too bad, but it's just got dings and bumps all over it. Like the quarter back there, as you can see, is caved in a little bit. But I bought this for $850 and it runs perfect, and it has a lot of power actually. has some really good tires on it, which is awesome because the Suburban over there has dry rotted tires. So I just need to find some 17s to go on the Suburban, and I can throw those rims on it. It's a shame that that Suburban isn't, the 79 isn't a four-wheel drive, or those wheels would go right on it. Same lug pattern. But anyways, this thing has flawless interior. It runs great. It's got 222,000 miles, but everybody knows LS motors are bulletproof pretty much. This does not tick on startup like a lot of Chevy, like a lot of LSs do. The 5.3s anyways, I know are notorious for it. Now, what my plans was to pull the body off the new one and pull the body off the old one and do a frame swap. So the old Suburban would have an LS in it, full new coil spring suspension. And of course I was going to, you know, update the suspension like bushings and whatnot on the 02 Suburban. I don't know if I'm going to go that route because I really like the old schoolness of the Suburban. I may just pull the LS wiring harness and everything out to do an LS swap in something else. My brother has a square body S10 that he's been wanting to put an LS in forever, and we're thinking about kind of joining teams, putting it in that and then selling it for a profit. Because like I said, I got $850 in this thing, and I know I can double my money at least. Interior is flawless. I thought about pulling the interior out and putting it in the old Suburban, and I still may do that. It just really depends on how everything goes. Let me know what you would do. This 79 has a 4-bolt main and a 400 turbo transmission. An amazing setup, as everybody knows, but let me know what you would do. Would you LS swap it, frame swap and everything? So modern suspension, you know, and would you 4-wheel drive? Would you keep the carbureted motor and swap it to a 4-wheel drive? Or would you lower it and put some big wheels on the 79 and then keep this 02 for another project? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm just eager to see, you know, kind of the way it weighs out. But let me pull this old Suburban around front and we'll show you about it. Okay, now as you can see, it is running and it idles perfectly. And I had to do nothing to it other than put the transmission fluid in it. Transmission just pulled completely fine. He said that it would leak overnight, so let's actually go check the ground out and let's see if it leaked any. I drove it about 2-3 miles, so you know, a lot of the time stuff just needs driven. It might have sat there and leaked because the seal was so, you know, dried up. And yeah, I have leaked no fluid whatsoever on the ground, which is awesome because that means there's not a problem with it. So let me pop the hood and I'll show you the old 350. As you can see, it's pretty dirty, but runs perfect. I mean, the thing is awesome. I am so in love with it. So we're gonna do a lot of tune-up to it. I got new belts, new spark plug, wires, distributor cap, rotor button, oil, and I had bought that transmission seal, but I don't think I'm gonna be needing it. So let's get to working on this thing. Okay, first on the agenda of the Suburban is change the plugs, distributor cap, rotor button, plug wires, and do an oil change, then do a fuel filter. And I believe I got a transmission filter and a gasket for the pan and new fluid for it, but I'm not going to do that till this weekend because I got a guy that owns a lift and is going to let me use that, so that's just going to make it way easier. So first off is change the plugs, and after the plugs, then I'll do the plug wires. Plugs are always easiest to do first, and I'm going to use the anti-seize, the copper little solution that you can get either in the packets next to the register or a tube. I always opt for the tube because then you have it and it's like $6, but it'll last you forever. So let me grab the spark plugs and we'll get to doing that. Also, a little tool I bought a long time ago at a muffler shop is these pliers that's for spark plug wire boots, and they're great when, especially these motors. I'll show you where the spark plugs are located. Okay, there's 2 spark plugs way down there, and of course they're right up against the exhaust manifolds, so it can be kind of a pain, and the heat can seize those spark plugs to the boot. So these pliers are great to grab them and pop them right off there without getting your hands burnt. Okay, this is your standard spark plug socket. As you can see, it's kind of threaded, and sorry if you're getting wind noise, by the way, because the wind's blowing right as we speak. But you can see it's got a 3/4 inch socket end on it. So the problem is my new spark plugs are fine to fit in this spark plug socket, Well, the original ones on it are super long, so you got to put that on it and then put a 3/4 inch socket on it to actually get the spark plug out. Just wanted to make a note of that just in case you ever run into that problem and think your spark plug socket isn't the right one. It indeed is. You may need a longer one, or like I said, 3/4 inch socket goes right on top of that. Okay, 4 down, 4 to go, and look what I just found. You see that? That is the exhaust manifold, and that's a pretty good crack in that puppy. Good thing we was planning on replacing these with some headers, so I'm about to call a guy who told me he had some headers for this vehicle and see if he does, and if not, I'm going to order some off Summit Racing. Okay, that's about all we had time for tonight. So we got the plugs changed and the fuel filter changed, and of course did the walk around of the two Suburbans. But a lot more to come. I got to do an oil change, which I'm pretty much not going to really show how to do that because everybody should know. And I got to do the distributor cap, rotor button, and the spark plug wire as soon as I get some time. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook. We're doing a giveaway really soon of the backup camera setup, so don't forget to check that video out and make sure to give our Facebook page a like. But yeah, guys, I'll get some more parts in for the truck and you'll see the whole transformation of this hoss. So see you on the next one, guys. I'm out.